best dress we've seen in America. It's so fantastic.
So I learned a new word too. Afrofuturism. And I'm kind of really keen to hear about it. So I'll pass on the mic.
The 20 slides, are you ready to go? Oh, sure. Let's hear it one more time.
Okay, this billboard in March of 2016 for nearly a month was illuminated over a neighborhood in Pittsburgh, and they had to take it down 3 days before it was scheduled to go down because the city was outraged by the statement that there are black people in the future. So I guess I should start by telling you that Afrofuturism is a term of convenience to describe the analysis, criticism, and culture production that addresses the intersection between race and technology, and I have to add art and music. In 2017, Jay-Z released a video called Family Feud, where this is what the world leaders look like. A little bit different from today. In March of 2018, I did my very first Afrofuturism event at the Lyceum Theater during Kumbha Fest, and we talked about storytellers in a film when they could fly. I talked about the challenge of Afrofuturism. We talked about building trust and respect in the community. We talked about disrupting the school-to-prison pipeline, and we talked about the importance of intergenerational communication. And these are some of the intergenerational people who participated. There's a point. 20 seconds is a lot longer than it looks. The Afrofuturism Lounge happened in July of 2018. We thought it was going to be a private party for black creators at San Diego Comic-Con, and we decided to open up to the public, and we thought maybe like 100 people would show up. That first year, 750 people showed up. And we realized that there's a thirst, a hunger, and it was an audience that looked a lot like this. In September of 2024, I did the 4th annual AfroFutureCon at ECC, the Educational Cultural Complex, and we talked about health and wellness and business and culture and art and video game development. Where is this? This is the Afrofuturism Lounge this year. Tim Fielder and Walter Greason helped celebrate the 50th anniversary of hip hop, where they talked about the development of their graphic novel, The History of Hip Hop. AfroFutureCon, this is the image for this year's poster. Greeneers is a nonprofit focused on the combination of engineering the future through storytelling and experiential learning, and there's still a point. But this is all based on the concept that there are black people in the future, and the future is going to happen. The Black Speculative Arts Movement, San Diego and the San Diego Coordinator, is part of a global network of futurist artists, statisticians, committed to exploring the possibilities of the future and working together to create activations to inspire, motivate, and encourage people to think about black people being in the future. Makeda, Dredd, and Starla Lewis are the shoulders upon which I stand, and so everywhere that I go, I carry them with me, and I wanted to include them because I think it's important for us to remember that the things that we are doing today don't just impact us, they impact all of the people that are watching us. This is Kim Phillips P. Part of what we're looking at is virtual reality as a way of capturing storytelling. This is part of a project called New Voices, where we're doing a digital archive with virtual reality to share the stories of black and brown people in Logan Heights. Shine Forever was another art installation this summer where we took 21 young people between the ages of 16 and 24 and taught them about global citizenship and art, and we got them passports. And we encouraged them to explore Tai Chi and meditation and journaling and mindfulness, because we understand that if we want a good future, we have to pour into it. Destination Joy was a collaborative project that started at the San Ysidro border and went to Chula Vista, National City, and Park and Market, and in Canto. And at each station we had an all-day festival around a different theme, and we had a scripted show aboard the trolley. The theme was The Wiz. The different activations were wonderful. Black Paper Chronicles was part of an activation in New York, which was a side event to accompany the United Nations Summit of the Future, where a pact for the future, which is setting the priorities for the next 30 years, was being discussed. And so we did side events, and this is what the people who presented looked like. And we talked about the fact that Afrofuturism is inclusive futurism, because we're not talking about risk replacement, we're talking about displacement and disrupting the current system so that we have a future where we all thrive. The art exhibit that we did to accompany it, called Quantum Afrofuturism and the Seeds of Tomorrow, some of the images in that art exhibit are a bit dismal, and some of them are hopeful, and there will be a book released to kind of share what that looks like in terms of artistic renderings of possible future that we either want or want to prevent. This is included because it's really important to never forget the importance of pouring into our young people so that they're ready for the future, and so that they can understand and model the same behavior to pour into their young people, and so on and so on. And I love that the presenter before me talked about Sankofa and Ubuntu. Sankofa and Afrofuturism are very parallel. These are some images of projects that I would like to see more of. The New Village Project New Village, is feeding people and really focusing on urban agriculture. And one of the things that I'm most concerned about, beyond the availability of clean drinking water and housing, is the availability of real food. This is an activation we're doing tomorrow at the Reuben H. Well, it's not the Reuben H. Fleet anymore, it's the Fleet Science Center, where we'll be talking about art and science, and we'll have a hip hop performance where we'll show how you can teach astronomy to young people using hip hop.